Hoarders. Hoarders, you know us. Hey, Alex and I, this is definitely where we invite all the hookers to come on the slow Friday nights.
Yeah, only the cheap ones because I'm broke. Only like I can only afford the ones that are online, not in person.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's just how we are. All right, and I've got a special guest tonight. Six element of hip hop. What is up,
What's
buddy?
up? What's up? What's up, guys? How you doing?
Damn, that's the most
Doing
gangster
good.
intro ever. And lighting up a cigarette as he joins on, like, yeah, you know who
CBD,
I
man.
am.
CBD.
Oh.
You got to
You
do it
know
just
what's
the
up.
right way.
Well, how you guys doing, man? What's going on? Comics Lounge. What's up?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So when I got your giveaway from one of the guys from Mad Men, I was like, oh, I gotta talk to them. I gotta see if I can get them on tonight. That's an amazing giveaway. It's one of a kind. I've never heard of it before. So do you want to explain it?
Yeah. No, I think we might be the first ones to do it. A lot of people on IG give away like like a slab or like a really big book or something like that. But I don't think anyone has yet given away a full short box full of 150 plus comics, no dollar bin
Damn.
crap, like real. Like the value of this book is at least going to be 1,000. I think it's heading more towards 1,500 right now. So you're going to win that.
Jesus.
You're going to win a short box, 150 plus comics plus 4 slabs. Okay, so you're going to get the short box and 4 slabs. It's not a raffle. You don't buy spots to get on it. All you got to do is be a customer of the Mad Men of Comics. It's like our crew. There's about 10 of us, 7 or 8 of us that are actually involved in this. And as long as you're a good customer, you spend at least $50 with any of us. It gets you a free spot on the wheel to win the big grand prize. We're going to draw on December 4th, spin the wheel. Whoever name it lands on just wins the huge prize. I think we wanted to give back to the community. You know what I mean? We just wanted to give something really cool to all the great customers and friends and people that we've met on IG. And, of course we thought about, well, what's a good slab or what's a good comic? And then somebody had the idea, what if we just gave them a whole short box? And then it's like, well, man, so what's going to be in the short box? And you know what I mean? So then it became like, well, yeah, who wants to get a short box full of dollar bin stuff? Nobody does. Who cares about it? So what if, because there's 10 of us, it's a large crew. What if everybody donated 20 odd books, really good books, some signed stuff? I mean, nice stuff. Everybody donates a small. So it's something we could feasibly do. And then the winner still gets a huge prize, something really amazing. And again, we didn't want to sell it. We didn't want to sell spots on a raffle. We wanted it to be a gift. We wanted to figure out a way to do a Christmas-y kind of a gift and to give back to our customers. So just literally by being a customer, you get a free spot on the wheel every $50 you spend. So if you spend $100, $150, you get 2-3 spots on the wheel.
See, and that's what I love about this giveaway is you're putting money in, yes, but you're getting something, and then you're getting a chance at something bigger.
Right.
It's not.
You're just buying comics you'd buy with us anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're not buying. It's not $50 to buy a spot on the raffle, to buy a spot on the wheel like a normal raffle. It's just you're spending the $50 you'd spend with us anyway. You're buying comics. You're getting comics for your $50, and just for being a customer, we put your name on the wheel for free.
And that's amazing. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Really
that's an
awesome.
amazing giveaway. I commend you guys for even being willing to do that. I don't want to know how much the shipping is going to cost, but
it's up there. But hey,
Wait, is it if the person wins it? Is it going to be like gift wrap, like a Christmas present? Is it in December?
Yeah, we thought about different ways to ship it, like assembling the short box and filling the short box. Shipping it that way would probably be ridiculous. So we'll probably have the short box itself, folded down, not assembled in the package, and then we'll wrap the books, Gemini mailer style, whatever, to make sure that they're secure. But it was there's enough of us, I think, is what made it possible, because there's there's 7 or 8 of us that are going to do it. There's 10 people in the crew. So it wasn't like any of us had to come up with 150 comics. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
But if everyone has 15, 20 comics that they, could donate,
That's awesome.
and and it's a way to give back. Plus it's promotional, it's marketing. I mean, people are going to want to get in there, and we'll get new customers from it. But the main thing is our big customers, the people that spend the most with us, are going to get a really good shot at it. And somebody that's probably one of our best customers will probably win. But anybody could win. It could be a brand new customer who spends their first $50. They could win it.
Yeah.
No, there's no, you know what I mean? And again, there's 7 of us. So whether you're on a live of my live and you spend $50 with me, or you're on Bygone AI's live, or Fat T's live, or Zorro's live, or Panapic the Graphist live, or whoever, any of us, and they'll let you know if they're part of it. Sometimes there's 2-3 of us in one live. And again, it doesn't matter if you spend 50 with me, 50 with this guy, 50 with that guy. And it doesn't have to be in one live. We're doing the drawing December 4th. So you could literally spend $10 this live, $10 the next live, $10, you know what I mean? As long as you spend $50 between now and December 3rd, you qualify, you get a free spot on the wheel. So it's really easy to get in. Yeah. I mean, we wanted to make it as free as possible, make it as much of a gift as possible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so I think the idea sparked from Bygone AI. His name is BYGONE.AI on Instagram. Check him out, follow him. It was his idea first, but of course we all, added our 2 cents and came up with this aspect of it and that aspect of it. And, we put it together. But, check us out on Instagram. You can find me 6th_element_comics. And if you see me live, hop in there, spend as much as you want. And as soon as you get to 50, you get a spot on the wheel. And
I looked you up on it. I looked you up on Instagram and I totally forgot. I followed you.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, I think we know a lot of people. A lot of people on Instagram know us. I do a YouTube show as well called 6th Element of Hip Hop. You guys might know Skeleton Key on Instagram. Yeah. Sammy's gonna be on my show. Rage Theo, he'll be on the show eventually. Bygone AI right there. And
I think that's where I know you from. It's from Skeleton Key Comics.
Most likely, yeah. And but check us out. Check us out on Instagram. Check me out on YouTube, and follow everybody and support everybody, and just hang out. We like to have fun. Our lives are mostly us hanging out, talking shit, talking comics, just kicking the bobo, man, just hanging out and talking comics and pop culture and selling comics on the side.
That's awesome. And I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I want to make sure to do is always be giving back to the community that has supported me for this whole time. Because these books are in my collection, are mine, but someday I'm not going to want certain ones. There's going to be ones I want to trade, ones I want to sell, and I'm going to want them to go to a good home. And Instagram and YouTube have allowed me to find people who eventually, when I'm ready to sell off part of my collection to increase other parts of my collection, it's made it so that we can do that as a community. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things that Instagram, whatnot, all of that allows us to do is support each other in that way. And It's awesome because it keeps the money in the community. Right. It's always changing hands in the community. The books are always changing hands in the community. They're not going off to these no names who are just collecting them for no reason, because people like that aren't following small YouTubers and small whatnot accounts and Instagram accounts and all that.
Bingo.
So
exactly.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys sell on Instagram?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We have we go live on Instagram. A couple of us have Whatnot channel, Whatnot things they do on the weekend, but Madmen of Comics, hashtag Madmen of Comics. Our crew, we are generally Instagram sellers. We go live. Sometimes we go live together. Sometimes we go live by ourselves, but we are a crew. And, we like dealing with people face to face. I mean, there's something about buying comics from somebody that you can actually see and talk to live while they're showing you the comics versus on eBay where it's like, I don't even know if this thing really exists, or is there someone on the other end of this? And I message them, do I get a response back in 2 days? You know what I mean? It's like it's just much more intimate, and it just feels safer. It feels I don't know, I just felt like I was, getting exactly what I bought versus I feel like when I shop on, say, eBay or something like that, I'm rolling the dice. Like, I don't know what's going to come in the mail. But if I'm live, I can look at it. I can say, can you show me that? Show it up close. We'll show you the spine, all the corners, all that stuff. You have questions about it. How many owners, smoke-free home, all this, you know what I mean? Whatever. So it's just, it's just a more intimate, it's just a better experience for me altogether, both selling and buying on Instagram, versus the other platforms that are out there. But
That's awesome.
I think it's a lot to be said about people who actually read comics or are fans of comics who aren't just like a flipper. Like, I got into this because I heard you can make a lot of money with comics. What's hot? Oh, I buy that one and sell it, knowing nothing about it. Of course, there's tons of those people out there, but the Madmen of Comics, all of us in our crew, we are readers first, collectors second, sellers third. I mean, we something that we do on the side as part of our hobby. It's not. Yeah. I mean, look, you can see. I mean, this is the room of a collector. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we do. So
if you're ever watching a live and you don't see something like that behind us, get off that live.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. The only thing I have is like a few omnibuses.
Hey, but
that's
enough. And I see the stack over here on your right. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah. I need to buy a new short box.
This guy,
another short box. A comic is basically a small magazine with pictures and words and some ads and a couple staples.
Exactly. In case you were wondering, Saturday morning comics, that's what it is.
And in the shape of a triangle too. A triangle too, so it's a weird flip.
Yeah, do you see the new one that's what is it called? I forget the name, but it opens long ways instead of sideways. It's a new comic.
Is that an actual thing?
Yeah, but okay, so like for example, like instead of opening this way like a book, it opens that way. Oh. And you read it sideways. It goes like reads from right to left, but it opens long ways. God, what's
so weird. I have a comic like that. It was one of the X-Men annuals that I had.
It's a new series too. It just started.
Yeah. Well, it's like something similar like that. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I have it.
So speaking of reading comics, what did you guys pick up this week for a new comic book day?
I haven't been to the LCS yet. I've got, I got my pulls and stuff. So I'm sure when I get there, it'll be a big box of stuff. But
I didn't get. Did you go to the comic book day? I've been busy, but I did get. I got some orders from eBay, like Batwoman.
Nice.
I just finished the omnibus, and I wanted to continue the other volumes. There's 2 more volumes I want to include in that. So I got the last 2, and I've been enjoying it. That's what I've been reading.
Yeah, that Venom, I think will be there when I finally get. I live like an hour from the nearest comic store, so.
Oh yeah, I heard that the new Venom comic is really good.
Yeah, I hope so.
Gonna name your channel Saturday Morning Comics and act like you don't know what a comic is, buddy. Really?
He's just a flipper. That's what he is.
Yeah, just a flipper.
Dirty flippers.
So I went yesterday when I had the day off for Veterans Day, and I haven't read much yet, but I did read obviously Venom first because that's one of my favorites. Picked up 4 different covers, but this was one of my favorites.
Oh,
Damn,
nice.
I got 4 covers. Is that the original one?
This is the
That's
cover
the
A,
A cover. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
dope.
was a really nice cover. I like that one.
And then
Show us the
the
other
one I
ones.
really liked that I think is probably my favorite of all of them, and I think it might actually be the very first time that we see Dylan as Venom on the cover, is the In Hook Lee variant.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I
That's
saw that
gorgeous.
cover. I love that
Like,
that cover.
That's gorgeous, man.
It's amazing. I love his artwork.
yeah.
It's so interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's one of the best.
Yeah, In Hook Lee, I love him. I love his Alien cover.
Yeah.
With the original cover A for Alien. I don't know, in my opinion, for me, that was the best cover out of everything that came out. Like, almost looked like it could have been a variant in itself.
Yeah, see, my store, my LCS that I go to, for some reason they only do A covers. They never buy the variants of anything. It's all they ever get is the A
Oh,
covers.
that's weird.
Like a rule. It's not a rule, but it's just like I just get the A covers, man. So yeah, for me to get those other covers, I'm gonna have to get them from friends and stuff on Instagram. Like I won't be picking that one up, but that A cover, it'll be waiting on me when I get there, probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was well worth the read. I know, like I posted it and whatnot, and Legion of Comics was saying, "Oh well, Al Ewing's got a lot to make up for with how weird Donny Cates went." And I'm like, but I like where he went. He brought Venom cosmic, and it's like Venom's always been a cosmic being. Why are we upset that he's finally cosmic?
Thank you. I agree.
People
Couldn't
just
agree
want to
more.
complain.
Yeah, and what a satisfying ending to the whole King of Black. I mean, it was actually well done. Like you get all these big events all the time, and then and then the ending happens, and it's just like meh. It's like okay, but this was great. I mean, yeah, he killed it, and yeah, but Al Ewing, I mean, forget about it. He's one of my top 3. Like anything Hickman, Zdarsky, Ewing, I go for it every time.
For sure.
Down. For sure. Yeah, those 3 right there are my favorite contemporary, modern art writers. But Al Ewing is definitely one of the top. I mean, Immortal Hulk is crazy. He's one of my favorite joints out. And
yeah, I like Immortal Hulk. Immortal Hulk, I heard a lot of great things. Like, I'm excited for the new Hulk.
It's like a noir, it's like it reminded me of like the original where Hulk was like a horror comic, you know what I mean? It used to be, like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. It was like a horror type thing versus what it became, and I think Immortal Hulk kind of took it back to that, and it was really cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to get the I'm excited if they do an omnibus of that, like a collection, because I was late with the Hulk because I started collecting again.
It's
like a year ago. Yeah, and like I want to get back into reading it.
It's not crazy. I mean, 50 is not crazy. It's not 300. It's something you could possibly get. I think I've almost got them all.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm very interested to see if this Venom run will blow up the way that Donny Cates' did. Like, I don't think there was a while where you couldn't get issues. Like I think it was 1, 7, 9, 3, 4, like for under $100. Like,
yeah. I remember like when I got back to collecting, like I was seeing all those like Venoms coming out. I was like, what? Like, what made this Venom comic so special? Then it was just like I started doing research. Like, oh, I see why.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and like Al Ewing, Venom being so big, Al Ewing just coming off of Immortal Hulk. I think I see big things happening for this one. I think
what's up, Pocan?
Yeah, I have a feeling too that it's gonna blow up too.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype, around Dylan. you know, and that whole storyline, you know. So yeah, I think it's gonna be great. I can't wait to pick up part one and read it, but I'm sure it's gonna be huge. So yeah, everybody needs to get that number one because it's gonna be $100 soon.
Get those variants too.
Yeah.
Sounding
Yeah.
like you're the one that asked. We didn't accuse you of anything.
Dude, I wish Cade had a good enough Wi-Fi where he could jump on live with us, but he's out in, I think it's Minnesota or no, it's one of the northern states.
Yeah.
Over around there, and
that's his fault.
He's
for choosing.
He's out in the middle of nowhere.
Wait, then how's he on here?
He's got good enough Wi-Fi to watch. He's got like good download speeds, but I guess he doesn't have good upload speeds. I don't know.
Yeah,
You just go to
it's
him.
different. Yeah, because like there was a while I could watch, but I couldn't upload. I couldn't start my channel until I got a better computer with, you know, like a hard wire to the internet and upgrade my stuff. So yeah,
Just
you
go to
can watch
McDonald's
videos all
Saturday.
day.
Any other books coming out that you guys are really excited for?
Oh, I'm interested to see like the new Thing comic. One.
The what?
The new Thing. The Thing.
Oh, okay,
From the
yeah.
Fantastic Four. It's coming out this new series.
Yep.
I'm interested to see that one. I have that on order that I need to pick up when I get the chance.
Yeah, I'm digging Dark Ages too. I love Dark Ages right now.
I've heard that's really good.
Dark Ages.
Darkhold's been good.
I mean, yeah, the first issue, Dark Ages, was crazy. Like I was like hooked right then. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be dope. And Darkhold, same thing. Darkhold issue 1 was great. Like those are some that I definitely am into right now. And then,
I think it's really interesting that they brought out Darkhold right as the Darkhold actually was shown in the MCU too. I don't think that was done.
It was
by
not
accident.
by mistake.
Yeah,
I think that was not an accident. No, but that's the thing. Like I like that now. Marvel is doing that, so it's like they'll have stuff in the MCU mixing with the stuff in comics and vice versa. Yeah, I think it's cool.
And I also think it draws in new comic book collectors and readers because they're seeing it in the theaters and they're like, wait a second, where did this come from? And you can go pick up the first, or not the first appearance of the Darkhold, but a new appearance of the Darkhold and get into it for pennies on the dollar compared to the first appearance of it, or just compared to trying to find a comic where the Darkhold was when it first came out. And I think that's one of the biggest things, especially so like Gore the God Butcher. That book's already way up there. For a new collector to come in and be like, oh, I really want to know who Gore the God Butcher is. That's not really that possible unless you're willing to spend that much money.
Yeah, no, that's right.
There he is.
Oh, finally get to see him in person.
Is it? I don't know if I'm glitchy on your end, but I thought I'd try.
No, you're actually not too bad.
I got 3 bars right now, so hold on. Yeah, I wasn't prepared. I just jumped on because you invited me so casually.
Okay.
Do you want to clear up anything?
Everyone's always invited to the lounge.
I'm actually not sure where you're at right now. If that was the question, Alexander. Alexander.
Oh, I said, do you want to
Alexander or Alex?
Either one.
All right, I'm gonna call you Al. I'm gonna call you Al.
No, no. No. I can tell you that there's no one who looks like me is named Al.
You are now. You are now, and you got me in the middle of doing some cleaning up. I was getting ready for tomorrow because tomorrow is Saturday Morning Comics, so I have to be ready.
Yes,
to get ready for next week. That's what I'm doing.
You do a show as well?
I do a show called Saturday Morning Comics, where every single Saturday we go through cartoon-focused comic books. And I try to wrap in a story, like a narrative to every single episode so that they're actually rewatchable and enjoyable. Like, I don't want you to come on to tomorrow and not feel like you don't want to go back to episode 1 and see what's going on there. I want that to be a fresh experience. So each episode has a different style opening, a different style ending. Everything is different every single Saturday.
Wow, that's cool, man. That's a nice nice theory or theme rather. I do on Saturday. I do.
It's all a theory.
Yeah, there you go.
It's theoretical.
maybe I
I'm
should
not
do
sure
my
if it's
own-
working.
I actually do my own show called Sunday Morning Comics.
Sunday
Compete
morning
with
comics. Oh, you gonna
Sunday
compete
morning
with me?
Actually,
You're
no one probably, no one's gonna watch it. Probably people will be at church and like.
That's true. That's true.
What were
A
you
lot of
saying,
people do
Element?
that at church on Sunday.
No, Saturday I do a show called DC Day because I was accused of hating DC. Like, okay, so Monday at 6:30 p.m. I do hip hop and comics. So we talk hip hop, comic books, whatever the relation between the two or news or whatever from each or either. Wednesday we do indie hip hop and comics at 6:30 p.m. also. But we talk about indie comics and indie hip hop. And then so somebody says, why do you hate DC? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I love DC. And I'm like, I show them a short box full of DC. It's mostly Batman. And they're like, yeah, but it's all Batman. You don't talk about DC. You guys never talk about DC. And I'm like, well, I love DC. And one of my co-hosts is like a DC guy. So I said, you know what? You've inspired me. So now Saturday we do DC Day. We just talk DC. All the whole show.
I had that problem. I had that problem with Looney Tunes. Somebody didn't know that I liked Looney Tunes because you see, I do a variety of cartoon focused comics and cartoon focused material, but I don't know. They were requesting it like I wasn't going to do it. Like they didn't think I covered that much. Well, I mean, I do.
Oh,
I got the pops. I got the pops right here. Actually, I got DC line of these too. So this is a regular Bugs Bunny, but then you got Superman Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. Didn't DC and Looney Tunes do
Nice.
like a comic book?
They did.
series together.
Well, it's
They
Warner
did.
Brothers, isn't it?
I got
It's all
Batman
Warner Brothers.
Sylvester.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all Warner Brothers.
That's
I
crazy.
love this Taz. This Taz is the Flash, and he looks hilarious.
Oh, that's dope.
Dude,
I
growing
would
up,
buy that.
Tasmanian
Missing
Devil
his
is my guy.
Yeah,
I
actually,
absolutely love
got the
Tasmanian Devil.
collaboration right over
Absolutely.
here. I've got the collaboration DC meets Looney Tunes trade paperback. Right
Yeah, I
here.
almost scored that trade paperback, but I missed out on it.
Oh wow,
That's
Nice.
sweet.
that's
And
cool.
so I think one of my favorites was not that. Hang on, I'll find it. Lobo had this hilarious moment because you see he was doing all his like regular bounty hunting stuff, but he couldn't really kill anybody within the within the Warner Brothers like animation.
Did you go?
Because
Did
he
you try to
joins
get
this.
World
He
Runner?
goes into the animated universe.
Universe,
and
right.
he looks kind of like how he looked in the DC animated universe, but his task is to kill the Roadrunner.
I knew it.
Yeah. He's hilarious. You know
I had a
something?
feeling.
Actually, I don't think my favorite one is actually in here. It's right over here, but it's on the wall. It's Joker and Daffy Duck. They do not have that in this. Not in this at
Oh,
all.
you have a cute dog.
Oh, you see him? Yes.
Almost
Come here.
camouflaged.
My dog's
here,
sleeping
buddy.
on a bed upstairs right now,
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah, I didn't even know it was an animal right there.
My puppy
This
is downstairs
is
in the, under the
Piggy.
heater. Oh my god!
What's its name?
I call him
Pet
Piggy.
Chihuahua. Yeah.
His name is originally Diddy from Diddy Kong.
Okay.
I was
but
thinking P Diddy.
after a while, I started calling him Piggy because of the cartoon Gravity Falls, and they have a pig. I
Yes.
think his name is Waddles. I
Yeah,
fell in
Waddles.
love with the pig, and I had him on he was like because I was watching it on Disney Plus, so he was like laying on my chest while I'm watching the show, and I'm looking down and I'm thinking of Mabel holding Waddles on her chest, and I'm like, "You're Piggy." So I started calling him Piggy, and he just started coming to that, and now he comes to Piggy all the time. That's his name.
That's
He's adopted
awesome.
that name.
He looks like he's bored. Like, Dad, why are you holding me in front of these people?
Oh, he gets upset. He gets upset that I keep him up late at night.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, he was
How
in
old
the
is he?
background a little bit. Oh, I
This
wanna
is
say
Zartan right here.
5 or 6.
That's so cool.
Oh, damn. 5 or 6?
Zart-
Damn.
Damn, that's a great name.
What's
I
his
don't
name
have that
again?
pup yet.
We know?
Zartan.
Oh,
Zartan,
damn. I
right.
like that.
That's
Man, I've
awesome.
only
Yeah,
got my
Snake
puppy
Eyes.
with me.
G.I. Joe, Zartan.
she's
He's
sleeping.
kind of like a chameleon.
I do have Snake Eyes. This is not G.I. Joe related, but that's Optimus Prime.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's dope.
You guys
Have
want
you
to see a
guys
magic
been
trick?
reading?
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys been reading the new run of Spider-Man since Nick Spencer's taken or just left?
No.
This one?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a cute cover.
it's
Yeah,
Scotty Young, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
my son loves
Yeah,
Scotty
it's,
Young books.
All right.
Yeah, I
okay.
got a big
Real
Scotty
quick,
Young
okay,
collection.
Okay, real
I
quick.
probably
real
like
quick.
half a short
Re-
box.
What? 1 second, real quick. Okay, so you want to see a magic trick?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
See this little pop figure? Well, Alakazam!
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's a big
Yeah.
figure.
It's like you took a pill or something and he's big.
It's
I got
so
a Mandalorian one like that. It's a real big
So
one.
big. Oh, I got that one too.
The
Oh, my
chromed
God.
out one.
Do you have
Yeah, I
the
got-
Thanos one?
No.
Nah, I just got the chrome Mandalorian one. I got a bunch of small ones, but the only big one I got is the Mando.
Damn, that's huge.
I got this at Walmart. Okay, funny story about this. I paid full price for this. It was like 25, 35, around there. Well, just after I got it, like I was coming out of the Walmart restroom the very next day because I went to Walmart again, and I saw this lady. She had one of these in her cart, right? Well, it's sitting in the cart. It's coming up to me with a whole bunch of other stuff, and it looks like it has a clearance tag on it. So I'm like, that's sweet. I just got that like yesterday. How much you pay? They were paying like $5.
What?
They were paying $5 for one of
Get
these.
the fuck out of here.
Did you
Wow.
go back and they're like, yo, I want a refund?
Oh, I wish, but it was a different Walmart.
No, it doesn't matter which
No,
Walmart.
yeah,
Walmart
they
take-
can. They'll honor
They
it.
didn't
Yeah,
clearance
They'll
it
take
do
it
again.
back.
I think somebody put a tag on there that they weren't supposed. Like
Oh,
like
yeah,
they brought it
swap
out
too.
and put it in the wrong spot or something because it didn't make sense. Because you can get that same pop for the same price
Mhm.
I paid today at Walmart.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. No, because that
I
don't
thought-
make sense. That's like a $30 pop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's why you gotta carry
I
like
need
one of those price guns.
I
Like,
did a short video on that. I did a short video where I went to the store and I'm like, why I'm so broke all the time. And it was like, I take it to the front and I scan it and I put a 50 in the self checkout and that's the whole thing. It's just, I gotta have it. I take it in the process of taking it to the front, I found a mystery machine. So I had to get that too.
Yeah.
Had
That's how
to.
it goes.
it's like, do I want to eat this week or do I want this pop?
Oh, I don't
Get
have
the
to worry
Funko
about
Pop.
eating. I have to worry about maintaining my show. Like, oh man. Oh man. People want me to go comic hunting every single week. You know how hard that is when you have no income? Right now I'm off of work. Oh,
I know how you feel.
Oh my, yeah, dude. I got an LCS hitting me up right now. Like, you gonna pick up this pull box? In 2 weeks. All right, man.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
I feel this.
Yeah. I have a pull box
But-
too at my LCS, and I haven't picked it up because bills just come at me.
Bills
Another
come, and you know, what are you
financial.
gonna do?
And I'm a grad student, so
But,
I only get like paid like almost $2,500 a month.
But it's I mean, a lot of people in our community do comics first, bills second.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's good if you can get the bills done first. But speaking of the Spider-Man you mentioned, Chris, it's dope. Like that is one of the better runs, man, that I've read in a while. Like especially the artwork is I love the art, especially in that issue 75. But it's dope because it's almost it's not. I don't call it realistic because obviously it's not. It's comic style, but it's not cartoony at all. It's like more serious. Like
Oh, I'm out.
it looks cool, man. Really cool looking.
I'm out. No cartoons. I'm out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love that they brought back Ben Riley, and then I guess in the newest issue is Morbius.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
they're trying to do tie-in.
Oh, Ben
Well,
Riley.
that's what I'm saying.
Cool.
Like it all links together. They link the movies with the comics now.
Tell me that's
It's
not confusing.
genius.
Tell me
It's
that what
genius.
they're doing right now is not confusing.
It's genius.
Oh, 100%.
because-
It's genius because what they're doing is trying to pull Peter Parker out of the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's that Free Comic Book Day comic where they were like Ben Riley's gonna be the new Amazing Spider-Man. I was like, what? I was
Yeah.
like, why are we doing that? I don't know. I don't know. Like, but it's got to be it's one of these things where it's for a short. They'll eventually change it back or something will happen. I mean, it's more.
If you want,
It's
my
like
take
Krakoa.
on legacy characters are great, but I prefer if there was more characters that learned from previous characters and formed their own title versus just adopting or accepting or putting on the previous character's title. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just said I would prefer more of that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we were
Yeah,
talking
I
about that in my LCS yesterday. Just that the older people that are collectors, like the guys that grew up in the 70s and 80s collecting as kids, they're like, I'm sick and tired of them changing these heroes. Like, why is all of a sudden Iceman gay? Why is this
Yeah.
way? I was okay with like taking Clark Kent's son or nephew or something like that and making him gay because
That's
I mean that makes sense. Yeah. And because that
Right, because
it was
he's young
never
and it's
established.
something that he could have done. But Iceman, we've known him for decades. It's like now he's all of a sudden someone else. And the way they did it was so obvious, like so blatantly, it was like a telepath tells him he's gay.
choppy, so I'm not
Didn't
sure.
know?
It's
It's like,
connecting.
come on, bro. Like, yeah, it's obvious what they're doing, certain trying to appease a certain community or one or another, or like, but if like, okay, they got the Black Batman, that's cool because it's not Bruce Wayne that is all of a sudden a black guy. That makes no sense. That's stupid.
That'd be
But
like a whole different issue.
having your own character is I love it. Like that's dope. Like because I'm all for diversity and inclusivity in comics and all of that, but make it original. What I'm not down with is bad writing. Like
see, that's the thing I couldn't get over with Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that it's not that Falcon became Captain America that bothered me. It was that he became Captain America. Like, what was wrong with being the Falcon? I mean, he could be the Falcon and still use the shield. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why he had to adopt the name in the title.
No, I feel you on that. I get you, and that's kind of exactly what I'm saying. But in the case of Captain America, and maybe only Captain America, because his name is Captain America, that could literally be anyone, right? It's not
that's
Batman.
entirely true. That's entirely true.
It's a rank and a country, so it could be anybody could take that mantle, and there are a lot of characters that it's a mantle and they change the name of the human of it, like the superhero's always this guy, but it'll be different people that will be him over the course of whatever
Just
decades.
like with Green Lantern.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a mantle. It's not as much of a name as it is a mantle or a title. And so
I get that.
Yeah, but what you're saying, it is what I'm saying though, essentially that because there's just no reason to. I mean, I think it's more offensive, honestly.
Mhm.
I'm not a part of the LGBT community. I'm not black, but to me, I would think it would be more offensive to those communities to be to obviously being corny about it, like just doing it for the money, just doing it because it's popular, just and like
prioritize
no
good
creativity.
writing and good storytelling.
Right. Where's the
We need to
creativity? Create a
prioritize
new
that.
character. I'm sure there are a
Yeah, I
lot
was
of
just saying,
black.
create a new character.
I'm sure there's a lot of black writers and artists or homosexual writers that have ideas of new characters. Like,
Yeah.
let's have that. That's awesome. Like, let's do that. That's more of, and I think that's more beneficial to any of those communities than say, just taking over or making, another character, swapping the race or gender or whatever.
And they could get more people interested.
Speaking
too,
of
instead of people having to look back at these characters, like backstories and stuff. Because I think like coming up with an entirely new character would be more beneficial, like you were saying.
Yeah.
the modernization of things, in the sense of modernization of things, I'm partially concerned what they would do with the continuation of X-Men 97. I'm not sure if it's going to be a direct continuation, but I would kind of prefer it if what they would do is pick it right back up from where the series ended, like just completely.
That's what I hear.
Like it would be cool if you could show this to your kids, like the original show, watch it all the way through to the end, and then start the next series as though the first series never ended, and they would have like no idea that there was such a gap. Like the kids that you're showing it to would be like they had no idea that there was like years between those elements.
Yeah, and I from what I understand, that is what they're doing. It's a continuation. I don't know if it's directly the next episode kind of thing, but it is going to be a continuation of sorts. But all I'm worried about is how much they're going to change it, because it's going to be changed, and that's what everybody. It's like, don't redo it, don't call it that if it's not really that.
No,
you're gonna
don't make it something
it's
that's
going to
not.
be right. I mean, don't change the art style so much that it's now, like Teen Titans Go. Like we don't need or that ridiculous Thundercats.
Yeah, Teen Titans
bullshit.
Go was a complete 180.
I mean, it had its merits.
Weird.
I feel like the Thundercats one is a little bit more forgivable though, because they never really got to they never really got to fruition with Thundercat. Like every single version of Thundercats has kind of gone high point and then off the radar. But Teen Titans, however, had established there were people that were fans of the show, and then it's like super fans, and they became invested, and then it's like, and so that's a little bit different. I think like the Thundercats thing is almost an experimental joke so much, but the Teen Titans was more like a slap in the face.
Did you see the guy? I mean, I don't know if you saw the videos, the interviews with the guy that was creating the Thundercats. I mean, he was dead serious about it. He thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. Like, he really was not. It was not a joke to him. That shit was garbage. I can't.
I just watched Transformers Generation 1. I finished the movie, and I have never seen the movie before. So I finished the movie with a fresh perspective and a current take, an opinion, current day on that show. And I watched the bonus features, and I don't know the guy's name, but the guy who was like the creative writer consultant throughout the whole film, who had planned the death of Optimus Prime, he was serious too. And I was laughing at him because I'm like, dude. like he said in his interview that they as a crew never once thought of Optimus Prime as a pop culture icon, and I'm like you can't be that, like, you gotta know that Optimus Prime is a pop culture icon if you're making this show. I have no idea how you can make this show and not realize that your lead hero character is going to be making young ones into super fans. I don't understand how you can do. I mean,
well, no, that's the problem.
It's like
they do this. They did this shit with like Star Wars, High Republic, and all of that. Like they get these crews of these hipster kids that know nothing about the franchise, know nothing about the mythology or the original show or movie or comic or whatever it is, and they just send them on their way to do it. And I've literally heard somebody, I think it was Kathleen Kennedy, she said, or someone said over there at Lucasfilm, that they specifically wanted people to work on this new show, The Acolyte, which is a Sith show, which is like my favorite thing. Like I was so excited for this show, and then now that I know it's going to be made by, like, she literally said, we looked for people that weren't fans of Star Wars because we wanted a fresh take. You're looking for people that aren't fans of Star Wars to write Star Wars? This is why Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau did so good on The Mandalorian, because they're fans.
Yeah, I heard
They
about that
grew
too.
up on it.
Gotta be a
Super
fan.
fans, even.
Yeah.
I don't know what Jon Favreau, like, who lit a fire under his ass in the past 10 years, but that man can do no wrong, whether it's Marvel or Star Wars, because
Oh yeah.
not only is he a super fan, but he is an amazing actor and he is an amazing producer, and now he's proving that he's an amazing director too. So it's like he's doing phenomenal with everything that he touches. And when I saw that he was doing Mandalorian, I was like, this is going to be amazing. No matter what, it's Jon Favreau. This should be amazing.
Yeah. And Dave Filoni is the guy that gave us, you know, the Clone Wars, that whole cartoon, that whole show. So I knew he was going to kill it too.
I got a spare Mando Pop if anyone wants to buy it from me.
He's hustling right now.
I didn't know we were supposed to sell stuff.
Oh, I have that one. That's a good one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Grogu. Yeah, that's awesome.
I got a giant Grogu on good.
No, but for sure. I mean, if you're gonna have these people doing these characters, doing these shows, however, in whatever medium they do it in, they have to know the characters. They have to be invested in it. Otherwise, it's just gonna flop. It's gonna be exactly like episode 7, 8, and 9.
Yep.
And it was obvious that they weren't Star Wars fans, because even the girl who plays Rey was like, well, there were times that we were talking about her being Obi-Wan's daughter and her being Palpatine's daughter and her being this and I'm like, so you had no idea. There was not a single clue.
Nah, that was straight off. Because look, you had I mean, Rian Johnson did the middle movie completely. It was like he didn't even watch the first one.
Yeah.
Let alone Star Wars, period.
She adopted a legacy that wasn't her own, you know?
And you know, but killing Han Solo, making Luke into like a hermit drinking walrus titty milk on an island by himself, like that is not Luke Skywalker. Okay, Luke Skywalker is like the most powerful dude in the galaxy right now, especially, you know, at that time. And
dude, I gotta tell you right now, you're bringing out suppressed memories, and it's not fun.
Watching Star Wars or the walrus?
The current generation Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not the walrus titty milk.
Okay, good.
No.
I'll be more concerned about that being a suppressed memory. It's like, how's that a suppressed memory?
Yeah.
Did you go to an aquarium and it just went wrong? You went to SeaWorld and it just wasn't your day or something?
Don't do the walrus experience at SeaWorld. Noted.
Yeah.
I didn't plan to go to SeaWorld. I have a dreadful fear.
Milk is
I have
sour.
a dreadful fear of the ocean, so I'm nowhere.
The walrus experience is an experience. They will give you your money's worth, whether you like it or not.
Oh my god.
I'm so off conversation right now.
That's a real story of how SeaWorld is shut down. I'm just kidding. Did I hear Titty Milk?
Sorry.
Dude,
I had to
Hoarders.
bring it back. I'm sorry.
So Hoarders has been quiet for 50 minutes and comes
You heard
back.
Titty Milk here.
Titty Milk.
It brings people over.
This is
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah.
Nice.
I got
See,
that
Thundercats growing up as
The
a
big
kid.
toy one sells for like $300 right now.
Yeah. Thundercats
Oh,
growing
wow.
up as a kid was like a really amazing show. And I'm sitting watching Paw Patrol with my son tonight, and I look at them and they're all lined up together as they're getting ready for this big fire they all have to go fight. And I'm like, oh my God, this is literally Power Rangers. This is the dog version of Power Rangers.
Right.
They morph up, and then they had to get like this massive fire truck to go fight this fire, and the small fire truck goes down into this little well underneath the building, and all the other parts come out of nowhere. I was like, well, I got the Megazord coming out.
I gotta
The
pop off
Megazord.
because
I
my
feel like
Like
this next
Voltron,
video
too.
is
I
gonna
gotta
be
pop
Paw
off because
Patrol
my
and Power
battery's
Rangers.
dying. So,
Oh.
but
Nice
thanks
seeing
for
you.
All right,
having
man.
me on here.
Good to meet you, brother.
Good to see you, Cade.
Hope to see you on Saturday.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Will do.
I feel Chris's next video is gonna be
But
like
yeah,
the full analysis of Paw Patrol and Power Rangers.
Yeah. It's
That's what
very,
we're doing.
All right.
He's
So
gonna write a whole dissertation on it too. He's gonna present it at Comic-Con.
what
There
what
you go.
about the subject of this video? So what did you think about Eternals?
I thought it was really good.
I loved it.
Um,
Honestly.
yeah.
Loved it. Wow.
Did you?
I walked
oh.
in with no expectations. So
Mhm.
walking out of that theater, seeing one of the characters that I've been reading a lot about since King in Black come to fruition.
Black Knight?
Black Knight. And then seeing them do something different in the Marvel universe. And of course, the critics were like, oh, well, we were expecting you to do the same thing. Why didn't you do that? And it's like, because you asked for something different. Like, hello.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And
Did you all recognize the voice at the end?
yes,
Who was
Yeah.
it?
Blade.
I found out it was Blade.
And the
Mahershala
directors
Ali, yeah.
confirmed it.
I was like, I
Mhm.
sounded like somewhat like Samuel L. Jackson for a split second. And since I couldn't rewind
Yeah.
it in the actual theater, I had to look it up, and it's Blade, and I was so happy. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
when he said that, I was like, that voice sounds really familiar. But it had
Yeah.
been so long since I had heard him in that voice from, what was it, 2019 San Diego Comic-Con, when they introduced that Blade was going to be in the MCU. And it was like, okay, where's that coming from? And then all of a sudden I see directors confirm voice in post-credit scene, and I was like, I got to click on that, and I saw Blade. I was like, that's where I know it from. Perfect. I
Mhm.
like it's one of those voices that is unmistakable, but I just couldn't put my
Yeah.
finger on it.
Yeah. Like,
No,
I
I
haven't
was-
heard his voice in a long time. Like the last time I really heard him was in Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was
And-
kind of surprised that you loved the movie because I haven't really. I'll be honest, I haven't seen it. I watched it on a bootleg, like on the video, and I got halfway through. It was just I didn't really like it because it was a bootleg. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't see much, and the sound was off. But what I hear a lot of is that it's like they just tried to make this like woke diversity movie, and then they just kind of hammered it on that, and there wasn't a lot of substance Marvel wise. But I was really excited to see like Celestials and
Yeah.
the whole mythology and the lore, like the cosmic stuff. I love that stuff about Marvel, and the sci-fi aspect of it. So I'm excited to see it still, even though it's like getting crapped on everywhere and nobody likes it. And you can see like this is all Marvel Legends. There's probably 100 Marvel Legends figures up there. I collect the hell out of them. And when new ones come out, they never you can see it. A whole shelf.
That's
right there
awesome.
is all Marvel Legends, and
That's awesome.
that's like Star Wars Black Series over there, and that's G.I. Joe Classifieds over there. But I say that to say when I was at the store the other day, I was at Target, and normally when new figures come out, the racks are always sparse. Like just
Yeah.
any given day, the racks are very sparse. You're lucky if there's 4 or 5 figures up there. But every pin, every rack was full completely to the brim, and they were piling them on the shelves of the Eternals. Like nobody wanted them. Nobody was buying them. And
Wow.
I've never seen that. And you know, there's whatever 6 of them that build a figure, which was Gilgamesh is the build a figure.
Yeah.
I didn't buy one either. Like they're not great looking. I mean, because all the Eternals, in the movie maybe it works, but for the figures, they all basically are the same suit, but this guy has blue stripes, this guy has green stripes. But other than that, it's just like a head, there's no mask, there's no helmet. So it's just a face, a toy of a bad rendition of what this real actor looks like, so it automatically looks weird. And then, you know, they've all got just that same basic suit, and the build-a-figure is, you know, worthless. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping that I like it, but I don't know. You sound like you love it. What about it was different than the MCU has been?
So I like that there wasn't a villain, that there was multiple things that were trying to be carried out to make it go one way or the other. And it wasn't like there's one person who is the villain. It's this is me, this is why I'm doing it. And you kind of got to meet these characters at both their highs and lows. And it made it real. It made it, even though, yeah, they're 7,000 years old right now, that they still have real issues. They still are battling with who the hell they are, because they really don't understand why they're still on this planet 7,000 years later. And I think it was just such an interesting concept for Eternals movie, because, and I don't know Eternals from the comics. I never grew up hearing about Eternals. I never grew up reading Eternals. I heard about them probably for the first time like 5 years ago, right before they announced the movie, when someone was talking to me about them. But I had no idea what exactly they were until I started researching more when they announced the movie. And like I said, I walked in with zero expectations. I'm not saying it's a perfect movie. It's not. It's slow at the beginning. It's a lot of origin, but it's origin done in a way, and like you said, you've seen the first half about. So the beginning of the movie is slow, but it's slow in a way that it teaches you who these characters are, and it gets you involved in the movie, and you're like, okay, what is about to happen? And the twists and the turns and stuff are what makes it so watchable. It makes it so I want to go back and rewatch it and try to pick up on the little things that kind of show me that, yeah, this is what it is. This is what it isn't.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Yeah.
But it's one of those obscure teams like the Guardians, and I think that's why Marvel chose to do this movie, because they wanted to. Because look, ever since the Guardians of the Galaxy came out, they've constantly tried to just copy that movie. Everyone is a comedy. You know, they're all comedic now. Since Guardians, before Guardians, it wasn't like that, but now they're all half comedy, half, you know. And then what else can we do? What else was, you know, that's Hollywood. They get the cookie cutter out and they try to stamp everything. So another factor about Guardians was that it was an obscure team that nobody heard about. Most people didn't know about, unless you were like a comic fan, like a real comic reader. But the MCU is, it brings people that have never read a comic, never touched a comic, never went into a comic shop, but they love the movies. And of course, obviously, it's spawned a whole bunch of comic fans, you know, now new comic fans and stuff because of the MCU. But yeah, I think it's a team that nobody heard about. And so they kind of could do whatever they wanted. It's not like the comic. That I know, the movie, it's not like the comic at all. The Eternals are very different. The Deviants are, everything different. A lot of it's different. Like a lot of the whole, you know, mythology of it is different. But I don't know. I was surprised to see how bad it's been received, because I really thought that this was going to be huge. I thought it was going to be great, just because of, you know, the whole celestial thing. I thought it was going to be more of a lead into, like a Fantastic Four movie or Galactus or something like that,
Mhm.
or tie
I
into
think
Guardians 3, Madam Warlock, all that stuff. Oh, go
I
ahead.
think people might have not liked it because they were probably expecting a lot of action from like the films that we've seen in the past and everything. But like Chris said, like it is slow in the beginning and everything, which I personally I enjoyed. I thought it was a different pace from what I was used to or expecting, kind of. But I
Yeah,
did
me
enjoy
too.
like the
That's
origin,
that's what I'm looking. That's
like
what
the
I'm expecting.
storytelling. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I like
Yeah.
the storytelling aspect of like world building kind of. That's what got me hooked in the movie and everything. That's what I personally like. I think it stands out in that way,
Mhm.
and it really gets you like makes you feel like you can relate to these characters a little bit more, like as
Right.
opposed to like other characters like they have superhuman strength or superpowers or really rich or like come from a line of kings and everything. Like
Mhm.
yes, there are like the aspect that you don't relate to is like they've been thousands of years old, but that they're struggling with themselves. Like no matter how long you live, you still have these like human
Yeah.
problems,
I
which
hope
I
if I
thought was
was
really good.
7,000 years old, I would have better handle on
Yeah,
everything.
like it just shows that
Yeah.
these problems could come up any time of your life, and you have to deal with them. Which I really thought I enjoyed personally because uh, it felt more relatable than any of the
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
MCU movies that I've seen, and that's like, oh wow, like you could deal with this thing and then deal with this other thing, and then they all have to come together and help. They help each other and everything. So I think people might not have liked that, like that change of pace. Um, I think that's why they probably didn't like it or anything.
It's
But
possible.
honestly, I think you just have to be open minded
Mhm.
when coming into this movie. Like, don't come in with high expectations or anything. Just come with an open mind. Like, these are like new phase movies, so
Yeah.
it might not be like you said the cookie cutter movies. But just come with an open mind. That's what I would say to people who are still on the iffy side, because you're gonna
Right.
end
And
up enjoying it a lot more.
honestly, I'm so glad that Disney stopped releasing these on Disney Plus first, because this movie would never do justice in a home theater.
Oh
The
yeah,
visuals, the CGI, the um just every little visual aspect of this, the scenery is so far out there and it's so beyond anything we've seen. The final scene of this movie is crazy. Like it literally reminds me of what I wish we would have gotten in Rise of the Silver Surfer with Galactus. Like
Yeah.
seeing the Celestial up close in every single scene that he's in is
Yeah.
like, wow, this
I
is
know. I
what
thought it
I
was really
need.
cool.
Like, yeah,
Yeah. That's why.
I
That's
was
what I'm
like,
saying. Like
damn.
it gives me hope for Galactus.
yeah,
For a
Oh yeah, if they
fantastic
did this
that
good
doesn't
with the
suck.
Celestial, I can't wait to see what they would do with Galactus.
Oh
yeah,
When
man,
they, if
and also the X-Men. Like that's the biggest thing I'm waiting for the MCU to do. Like
oh yeah,
X-Men is my favorite thing. Wolverine's my favorite character. Like I'm all about X-Men. But the movies, the Fox movies, like when they came out, I was like, yeah, fucking X-Men movie, and I really pretended to like it and wanted to like it, but I knew it wasn't good, and I knew it wasn't, it wasn't like X-Men from the comics or from the cartoon or anything that I had known. And so, but I really want MCU, I really want Marvel. I'm glad they have the rights back and all of that. So I
yeah.
really want to see what they do MCU with the mutants, and but I want them to do Apocalypse right, man. Like what they did with
Oh
Apocalypse
yeah,
is just, it's a goddamn tragedy.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's one of the
It feels
coolest
like
characters, period. And the way they made him, I mean, it looked like a damn like Power Ranger, like a Power Rangers
mm-hmm.
it feels
villain, but
like with
he
the
should
prequel
grow
movies.
huge, like
Oh yeah,
he can control his size. Like Apocalypse is all powerful. Like we need to see all of that happening.
yeah,
yeah. It feels like with the prequel movies, like the first couple ones were like good. I like First Class and the other one. It
Yeah, I
seemed like
like
kind of
those
like
ones.
slowly
mm-hmm.
declined.
Yeah.
Like they it seems like they just like Like when it finally went to like Phoenix, she's
Like Phoenix
Yeah.
was not
they just
good,
like just
but
released it. Like it's like okay here, like well, it's like it's our last movie. Let's just get it out there.
Yep. It's
And
like
she's like,
Fox
it's
saw the writing
rushed.
on the wall and they're like, we're just gonna put everything out we possibly can because we're never gonna make
Yeah.
money off of this ever again.
And
Right.
we're like fuck with the timeline and everything. We're gonna kill off
Yep.
Mystique and everything. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? When Mystique died, I was like, what the fuck?
How do you
Yeah.
kill Mystique? Like,
But they made her into this major character, and she's not that big in the
Yeah.
comics. You know, she's not that big in the X-Men. She's not even that big in the cartoon. But I guess the actress that played her is a big actress, so they used that. But like
Yeah.
Wolverine is 5 feet tall, or 4'9" or whatever. He's short.
Yeah.
He's stocky. He's
He's
animalistic.
5'4".
He's not leading man. Fucking, too pretty to wear the mask. Like, we don't. I want to see Wolverine, my Wolverine. That I know.
Like I actually wrote a
I'm
paper on that
hoping they do it.
my senior year in undergrad about the comparison of Wolverine in the comics and now. Like why did it change him? Like he's 6 foot something.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
5'5". Like I was thinking like if only he was Mexican, like those Mexican Americans, those folks
Yeah.
just cast me so I could get whipped. Just for that. I just want to get whipped. For an
Yeah.
MCU wall. MCU wall.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, I will
Yeah.
say this, like Chris, were you expecting that one scene in Eternals, like with Icarus and Cersei? Hey, what's up, Joe? That like sex scene. Like I was not expecting
No.
that. And when I saw that shit, I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" I told you about my sister. I was talking to my sister and my sister's girlfriend. My sister, I was like, "Oh my god, they're really showing this in the MCU movie." Down. I was
Yeah.
like, I was just such a shock. Like, whoa, I was not expecting like, because Marvel has always kept it for like
Yeah.
everyone and for the kids. And I saw that, I was like, this is different. Like, and I was thinking, like, is
Yeah.
this a like probably like a prelude to what they might do? Not like I'm not saying
Mhm.
they're going to do full blown sex scenes in the future. I mean, are they going to like do more
More
I mean,
adult.
is it-
adult
Yeah.
content,
is
more
it-
mature content?
There's a gay character in Eternals, right?
Yes. Like,
Yep.
I don't want to be racial, but it's the black character. I'm forgetting his name.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
he's
tech
gay.
guy.
But then isn't there's a transgender character too? I think, right? Or a binary, non-binary.
Not
Who's
in
the
that
short-
one.
Don't know
the
about
short
that. There's a
one?
deaf character.
No,
Um,
Okay.
yeah, there was the first disabled character. And I think
Yeah.
this one, the first openly gay character in an
Mhm.
MCU movie.
And Sprite is in love with Icarus, but because
Yeah.
of the way that
She's like
the
13 years old.
the Celestials made her, she's 13 for her entire life. And
Okay.
which plays into an amazing interesting dynamic toward the end of the movie.
I know. Like, I thought I like how they did that.
First half of penetration.
Well, it wasn't like that. It was implied.
Yeah. I looked at my wife, I was like, did they just have a sex scene in a Marvel movie? She goes,
Yeah.
I think so.
It lasted a lot longer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be like
Yeah.
a couple seconds, but it's like you can
Yeah.
see like thrusting. I was like,
But it's the
Mhm.
first movie definitely that they've done with like those type of themes. I mean, just
Yeah.
having a gay character, you're talking about sex right there.
Yeah.
And they showed
Just-
them kissing too. So what I thought was cool. It wasn't implied. Oh yeah, I was trying to be PG for the show. Actually, it's not PG when Hoarders hide is here, but
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
no, but for
like-
sure.
yeah,
Cuss words
And
and
I like
stuff.
that they went the extra mile with all of this, and they went to a route that I don't think we've ever seen before, or that hasn't been done a lot, where an immortal character, a character that can live forever, has problems. You would
Yeah.
immediately think,
Well,
oh,
that's
someone who
Marvel.
can live forever, they can deal with their problems. They don't have any problems. They just live. Like, part of the
Right.
reason why we have problems in life is because we die. but
Right.
like if you live forever, you're seeing so much death. Like the one character in Eternals, I can't think of his name, the one who kind of shut himself off from all of society and can control people's minds. He's
dude.
like, I'm tired of seeing the death. Like,
Yeah.
this is not what I signed up for.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, like
they
he like
can
after all
never.
these years, he's like, nah. He got his
Yeah.
breaking point.
Yeah, because they can never, you know, grow old with anyone. Like, you know, everyone they know or ever meet, they know they're gonna have to watch them die, like regardless of how old they are. But yeah, that's Marvel. You know, like that's what Stan Lee did. That's how he created Marvel to be, was to make superheroes with problems. That was the
Mhm.
whole thing. Like his whole idea for the way it was going to be, you know, all the characters, all the stories, was he wanted his stuff to be dramatic, like, but people, you know, stuff people could relate to, you know.
Yeah.
Spider-Man
Yep.
has a hard time paying his rent, whereas Bruce Wayne is a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference between Marvel and like DC and the others, is that he wanted stuff. So that's
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I was thinking of a funny picture when you said Bruce Wayne.
yeah,
Spider-Man.
no,
Like it was when Batman and Iron Man are like making it Wayne,
Yes.
and it's like it's Spider-Man.
right.
I forgot the other character. Like, I'm sorry.
Okay, well,
put
see,
those
there you
two
go. But
characters-
okay, so
Yeah.
good example. Iron Man, he's a billionaire, but he's also an
Yeah.
alcoholic.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, he's
with
an
Demon in the
alcoholic. He has
bottle.
problems. Right. Exactly.
That's
So
storyline. That's really
yeah,
good.
everyone in MCU or in Marvel has real world problems, regardless of their powers or
Yeah,
immortality or whatever. So
I like that.
that's why I'm a Marvel fan, I think, versus a DC fan. I still like DC, but I'm more of a Marvel guy.
I didn't see this or them do this.
Make
They
a
went the extra
statement
mile
of
to make a
all
statement
inclusion.
of all inclusion, then went and took it back.
You took it back.
I didn't see that they took it back or that they didn't release in all markets.
I
I'm
think I
not
heard
sure.
about that. The Eternals were edited for like I think in the Asian countries.
Okay.
What'd they do?
I think they edited some scenes out. I don't know. I don't quote me on that. I think it's either this movie or a different movie. Let me see.
I feel like there's a lot of all superheroes have problems. It's certain heroes have to work through their problems to deal with certain things, and other heroes are kind of just they're heroes. They're not really.
DC has followed suit now. They do it now.
Yeah.
But at the time when Marvel did it, comics weren't doing that. That's what I mean. Like at the time, like early Superman and Batman, they had no problems. They were Superman. They just saved the day and everybody was happy. Like Stan Lee wanted to do something where, you know, this guy's Spider-Man, but he's also dirt poor. You know what I mean? Like, or something. They have some sort of issue or problem, but all the comics followed that and do that now.
Yeah, just like an example I could think of was the death of Captain Marvel. I know that took on a serious issue with him dying of cancer. I know like that could be like relatable to people who have cancer and everything. Like
absolutely.
You know, what you're dealing with as you're dying, even though like you're a superhero, like one of the strongest characters, that you're getting killed by cancer. Like they brought that issue in, and I've heard a lot of great things about that, like how they did it well. I've yet to read it though. I heard a lot of great things about that one, and I read a lot about like that storyline.
Yeah, their parents died in their origin stories that came out a little later, but it wasn't like not, of course there's always that, but it wasn't like something that they dealt with on a daily basis. Like in every comic you see them lamenting about it. That's something that they had added later, but in the early comics they weren't doing that. Like it might have been in the origin just to tell why I'm Batman, but he didn't you know, he didn't cry about it or deal with it until later. But problematic. Absolutely, it's problematic. But the problem is that they weren't writing it as problematic. They just wrote it as a matter of fact, and it wasn't until Stan Lee that they made it into a daily problem like a human would have with that problem.
I mean, look at the first...
I just read that they did edit out the gay kiss scene in Middle Eastern countries and the sex scene in like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and a few more Middle East countries,
Mm.
which I can
Yeah.
say is
Countries aren't all countries
understandable.
aren't.
Yeah.
It's understandable because culturally,
Right.
yes. I don't think that's like backpedaling from what I
I-
can guess. Like, which is one aspect is
Look,
cultural.
Marvel,
So I'm
look,
guessing, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about with doing the diversity and stuff and all of that, because it's doing it for the right reason is important. Doing it for the wrong reasons, you end up doing stuff like this. They had to retract it because look, Marvel is not protesting. You see what I'm saying? They're not protesting. They're not going to go, we're going to put it in anyways and just, boycott this country. Like, trust me, bro, they don't care like that. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing it because it's popular, because they know it's in right now. It's a fad to them. They want to push it because it'll make them money, because that's what's in now. But as soon as a country says we don't want that, they'll take it out, because they're not protesting.
And I don't think that it's so much as they're just trying to make money off of sending it to all markets. I think everyone deserves to be able to see something someone's created. And if your country or your cultural values don't line up with something in a movie, it's okay to take that out to make it so that you're able to see it without fear of whatever could possibly happen. I mean, there's countries where if you have any sign of homosexuality, any sign of sex before marriage, you get killed.
They'll kill you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's for money. I don't think that
you're no very good point.
It's
very good. That's a
in
very good point. That's a very good point, Chris. I agree 100%. 100%.
I think to say that it's only about the money is to minimize the extent of the situation that companies like Marvel and any company has to face.
I don't think it's only about the money, but I also think that it's not as much as a protest as we would do. It's something if the regular Joe Public or somebody who is an activist or something like that would do. Obviously they're a big corporation, they're corporate. Money is the bottom line, regardless of what they tell you. It's a company, so of course money's the bottom line, and if it gets in the way of that bottom line, they'll take it out, they'll move it. But not to say that they don't care, the people involved don't care, or the writers don't care, but the company itself, the lawyers and shit, that's who is that they don't care. But of course the writers and stuff, they'll they definitely are people too, and they care as much as anybody.
Exactly. And I mean, that's my biggest thing about this movie is they did it without making it the focal point of the movie. They were able to use those scenes as, yes, they're different, but at the same time, again, you live for thousands of years. Different things are going to become attractive to you. Different things are going to make you want to settle down. And I don't think that it's the best thing to just make it all about, hey, they're homosexual. But that's really not what it is. They're in love. Right. Let's let it go. Let's just leave it at that.
And then leave it at
that. Yeah, it felt organic the way it flowed and everything. Cause then it come out while he said, "Oh, I have a husband." I think because it just went with it, saying it's a way known, hey, you should. This is our child. How are you doing? And everything. And they kiss goodbye. They didn't make outright say, they never said I'm gay or this is my husband. Because at first when I saw it, I thought that was just an older son and a younger son. But then as they were interacting, just the same sex couple, oh, that's nice. If that makes sense, it's organic, and when they're kissing goodbye,
it's organic, right?
Yeah.
And that that's kind of like how the Marvel's the Masters of the Universe Revelations, the Netflix show that they did. Everybody was complaining before it even came out that Kevin Smith was making a woke woman man hater type of whatever. And they had already christened it as that. They had already deemed it that. And then it
Yeah.
came out. I don't think it was that. They didn't emasculate He-Man. They didn't, you know what I mean? Like it didn't turn out to be that, but everyone still that was on that bandwagon or jumped on that bus kept, harping on that. But, I think it was done organically. Kevin Smith has a daughter. He wanted a main character to be a female, but he didn't overbearingly make it all about girl power and let's kill all the men. Like it wasn't that at all, but that's how people acted. But I like how they did it organically, and I haven't seen Eternals yet because again I didn't want to watch it on bootleg and I haven't had time to get to the theater. But if they did it organically, man, then that's because good writing is what's important.
Exactly.
Period.
And
So
honestly, I
Wake
think
will make
that
it the movie.
I think one of the best parts about this movie is the writing seemed fluid. It was every time you changed the location, every time you changed the time period, it seemed to flow. And did it flow perfectly? Of course not. Again, I'm not saying that this is a perfect movie, but I did love this movie. I loved watching every minute of it, and it didn't feel like this extremely long experience. It felt like a nice way to introduce these characters, introduce who they are, what they're capable of, and then what they're going to do. And it showed their power, and it also showed the Celestials and their reason for being. And like it was a great origin story for Celestials, Deviants, and Eternals. And that's what it was supposed to be. It didn't
That's what I'm
need a
excited
villain.
for.
Yeah.
I'm excited
And
for
that way they don't have to go back, or that way they don't have to, like, in further movies do another origin in there. It's like they go right off of that movie and like just continue it because all, like, most of it is explained. And yeah, like the writing too, like I like it, like because they do jump back and forth quite a bit in the movie, and like it could have been much worse. Like because the writing, you have to, in order for it to move flow, to have it flowing, especially if we do like back and forth, it has to be done well, and I think it was done well. Like you said, it wasn't perfect, but like, it could have been much worse.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm glad, like the writing, they did it well.
When I saw that it was rated at 53%, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna suck. And it's gonna be Thor 2 all over again. And
dude, that's why I haven't even seen it yet. Like me and my son were gonna go see it. I think we went to the theater and we were just like, nah, let's just do something else. Didn't even feel like, because I really haven't. That's why I was so surprised to hear you say you loved it, because I really haven't talked to anybody that's loved it yet. But you guys are making me want to see it. So
yeah, you would really enjoy it.
Yeah, walking out of that theater, it felt like walking out after not Endgame level, but like Infinity War level. Like people's spirits were high. They were all talking about it. It was like you were leaving a Marvel movie. And I don't know if that's because obviously we haven't been to the theaters for a while, or if that's because it was genuinely like that talkable. But I mean, everyone who I was sitting around was enthralled in it, enjoying it, laughing at it, like, or laughing with the jokes, enjoying the scenes, finding it interesting. There was one point where all 10 of them were standing together and this guy in the back goes, yeah. And I'm like, that's the kind of Marvel, that's the movie experience I want. I want people to
definitely
enjoy it.
Definitely. Yeah, I think I'll probably go check it out tomorrow.
You should definitely check it out. You and your son will really like it.
Yeah, I think we'll go check it out. Yeah, I want to see Namor too, man.
That'd be
but
sweet.
yeah,
just him and I just hope he comes out like in a speedo. I hope they don't censor that. I want that Namor buffed out. Like it'd be funny to have Michael Phelps in there as Namor. Just get him buffed out in that speeder. In that speedo, it's like, yo, I'm Namor now.
Legion, I'm not saying like it was Infinity War level, like that it was that good. I'm saying like that's how the room felt after seeing the post-credit scenes, the ending, all of that. Like that's how the theater, the atmosphere was in the theater that I was at. Which, I mean, obviously that's 1 out of a million that people went to go see it, but that's just That's how I saw it. I don't know.
Hmm.
And again, maybe that's because of people that haven't been in the theaters in a while. I didn't go see Shang-Chi in theaters. I haven't seen it yet. So I can't speak to how well people love that or didn't love it.
No, I haven't seen Shang-Chi either.
I'm hoping to watch it tomorrow or this weekend now that it's on Disney
Yeah,
Plus. But
Yeah, me too. That's
yeah,
that's what
I was watching
waiting
it
for.
with my dad.
I wish
tonight.
Eternals was, man. I would have watched it already. What did he say? The last one?
the pack
Pack
theater, I
theater.
walked out scratching their heads and joking with each other, asking what the hell did they just watch?
Wow, so big, very different theater.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's also Georgia, so my cousin lives down in
I'm
Georgia
sorry.
now, so I always screw with him. I'm like, is it really what everyone says it is? He goes, it depends on where you are.
Yeah,
I think
like
it depends on who you are.
Yeah, I'm from Florida, and we get the same thing. Like depending on where you're at in Florida, it can be real southern, but for the most part, around the coast, it's just urban. It's just suburban, urban, regular, middle regular America. People weren't complaining about the gay character. It was
We
just a
were
bad
just
movie.
joking, Legion.
I wasn't going there. I was just saying Georgia loves to complain.
Oh, I thought you were
Oh, I
going for
thought
the
you
other
meant-
thing, Chris.
Oh
I
no,
thought you meant
I wasn't
the gay
going Bible
character.
Belt.
I thought that's where you're going.
No, that would be Texas.
Yeah,
It's most of the South. Yeah.
Texas. That'd be so amazing just to see that. Just to see the reaction. I'll just
Honestly,
go.
I feel like out of all like the southern East Coast, I feel like Georgia's probably one of the ones that's more
Progressive.
more woke, more
Yeah. Well, because Atlanta is a
Yeah.
huge urban center. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a huge city. So they have Atlanta at least, whereas, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I love Legion that
Louisiana,
Southern,
they've
we got
got
mad
New
for
Orleans.
Lowell. That Southern
Yeah,
hospitality.
manners. Yeah.
If that's what you want to call it, go ahead.
Yeah. Southern manners. They're a blue state.
Yeah, so are most of the big cities in Texas, but everyone says that's a red state.
Isn't it? Is it a red state?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Texas is a
it's
red state,
considered a
but
red
like
state, yeah.
Houston and
I mean, did someone says it was a blue state?
a lot of the big cities in Texas are
Okay, like
predominantly
Houston or-
Democratic.
Sure.
Which
But that's
is-
it. I mean, that's urban, bigger cities tend to be Democratic. I mean, it's
Yeah.
be more woke or more progressive. I mean, the southern cities tend to be red cities. I mean, they're more old fashioned, I guess, more conservative. It's just
I
a
wonder if
regional
that would
thing.
change. It's like I've always been interested in that. Like to be honest, like historically, it's been like that. I was thinking, is there ever gonna be a time? I think this is me as a historian who thinks about this. Like, would there ever be a time where that would flip?
Yeah, because I think as the population grows and as cities get bigger and bigger cities start popping up in these places, eventually, maybe whether it's 100 years from now or whatever, there'll be a lot more urban areas and bigger cities, and then that's mixing of more people and more cultures, and people become more cultured and progressive or
Yeah. Hopefully,
call it-
it turns out that way if we live long enough. If the
Well,
I mean,
planet
political
lives long
yeah,
enough.
parties
we
usually
probably-
only
we
last
might
for
not
like
live
60
to-
years.
What?
what is
Political parties usually only last in their current state for about 60 to 80 years.
Hmm.
They end up changing around and their values and whatnot. Like the Democratic Party used to be very conservative way
yeah.
back
yeah,
when it was
bro.
first created. The
Republicans
Republicans were
would
the
be very
ones that ended
black.
slavery.
Yeah, Republicans were black, like
Yeah.
in the South. So yeah, it all swapped. And Democrats started doing things like welfare and helping low income and stuff like that, and that's when they started to seem to become the allies of minorities, things like that. But a lot of people look at it as like that they actually have
Exactly.
hurt minorities, and that has been a negative thing. So, and then maybe that was their plan all along, because they used to be those parties that were,
Mm-hmm.
the Klan and all of that. So
Yeah.
you never know, man. But I know this isn't a political show.
It could be like next Friday. See how many followers Chris has after that.
It could go one of two ways. It could blow up like Trevor Noah, or it could just go in the shitter.
That would be funny though, kind of not like funny in theory. You see what will happen, but
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming on tonight. I hope you guys can make it next week. Same
Thank
time,
you.
same place.
Thanks for having me, man.
Of
Absolutely.
course.
nice meeting
As
you.
always, stay nerdy.
And check me out on Sixth Element of Hip Hop on YouTube. Monday nights, Wednesday night, and Saturday nights, all 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm on Instagram at 6th_element_comics.
Woo-woo. Oh yeah, Legion. I'm gonna check those out right after this.
Hashtag Madmen of Comics. Yeah.
Teasers.
And remember, Madmen of Comics, we're giving away a short box, 150 plus comics worth at least $1,000, more like 1,500, plus 4 slabs. All right, that's one gift, one grand prize. We're doing putting your name on the wheel for all our customers. Anybody spends at least $50 with us gets their name on the wheel free. Do not have to buy a spot on this raffle. Just be a customer at a Madmen of Comics. Spend at least $50. Every $50 you spend, you get another free spot on the wheel and a equal chance to win. Crazy prize. Like I said, 150 comics, no dollar bin crap, just real good comics, signed stuff.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is it like $50 in one transaction, or is it like $50 total, like up until the point?
Yeah. So December 4th, we're gonna spin the wheel, and the whoever name it lands on wins. Up to December 3rd, between now and December 3rd, if you spend $50 with me or Bygone AI or Fat T or Shags Comics or Zorro or any of the Madmen of Comics on Instagram, all right, you could spend $50 between now and December 3rd, or you could spend $50 in one night at one live. Every $50. So if you spend $200, you get 4 spots on the wheel. So it just depends on how much you spend. But no, you don't have to spend it all at one time. But you do have to spend it with one seller. So like you can't spend 25 with me and 25 with Bygone. You got to spend 50 with me or 50 with Bygone or whoever.
That was my next question.
Yeah, but you're buying comics. You're buying comics. So you're getting comics for your $50. It's not paying for a spot on the wheel. It's not a raffle. We're just doing that for our customers. And the way we qualify you as a customer is if you spend at least $50.
I feel like Chris is going to end up getting like 10 spots.
My wife would kill me.
Hey,
he's like, tell your wife, like, yo, I'm buying you comics too. I'm buying you a Christmas gift.
No. Because look, there's 7 or 8 of us, and we've all got inventories of comics. So the chances that you're going to spend $50 with more than one of us are very good if you're buying comics on Instagram. So the chance we've got people with 10 spots on the wheel. I mean, we do. So, yeah. Yeah, we have great.
That would suck if you have the most spots and still lose.
No, it happens.
Like, imagine Chris has like 50 spots, and I buy like $50 worth of comics like the night before. I end up winning. I'm pretty sure Chris will kick me off his show. That's the case.
Yeah, Legion of Comics. I will. When I do finally watch it, I guess I'll watch it this weekend. I will post a review. I think I'll do a probably review on it on our Monday show, Hip Hop and Comics,
nice.
6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out, and I'll post the link in there for you.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. And as always, stay nerdy, comic fam, and loungers assemble. Good to see you guys.
Cool, man. Thanks.
Bye.
talking about being in debt because of comics, check out this TikTok.
Cause I have $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call, I tell them I can't pay it back yet. Credit card debt. Tomorrow I may buy myself a dining room set or this Boba Fett. Credit card debt.